Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming to the S' artist book reading. We are your co-hosts. I'm Aaron and A.B. Gorham. Tonight's reading features performances by Macy Chadwick, Emiland Kray and Alexander Arce, Karen Zimmermann, and Robert Eric Shoemaker. So our first reader tonight is Macy Chadwick. Macy Chadwick received an MFA in Book Arts and Printmaking from the University of the Arts in Philadelphia and assisted book artist Julie Chen at Flying Fish Press in Berkeley for 3 years. After 15 years of teaching at the Academy of Art University, San Francisco Art Institute, and San Francisco Center for the Book, Macy moved to Petaluma, California, where she is the founder and director of In Cahoots Residency. The residency provides housing and studio space to both emerging and professional artists, with a focus on artist books, letterpress, printmaking, writing, and collaboration. Macy continues to create books and limited edition prints in her letterpress studio, and her work is in prominent collections in the US and abroad, including the Victoria and Albert Museum, Yale University Special Collections, and the Jack Ginsberg Collection in South Africa. Macy will read from her artist book, Waiting for Rain, created in 2024 in an edition of 10. In a statement about the book, she writes, quote, "Climate change is more than just distant icebergs melting and worldwide temperatures rising. It is the intimate, personal experience of changing weather where you live, a new season of suffocating smoke and too little water, and then, suddenly, a season of far too much water. It is the wildfire smoke forcing you to wear a mask outdoors in the eerie orange sky of twilight occurring all day long. In waiting for rain, I record my own sensory experience of a changing climate in my home in California as I find moments of beauty amidst the devastation."
Waiting for Rain, In Cahoots Press 2024. Early June. With each breath, I measure our descent into drought. Undulant green withering to a wreckage of parched grass. The golden hills, now fire food, laid bare. I listen to the foreboding rattle of dry stalks. Late June. I awaken to find our red sun umbrella dangling in a tree, swept up and over the roof by the ferocious gusts of an overnight gale. Red flag warning, dry wind, lightning, an incendiary pairing. August. The distant hills are muted by thickening air. Haze clings to oak branches, curtains, lungs. I taste the dread, seek reassurance in an online weather map. Smoke respects no boundaries. Shadowy plumes stretch all the way to my family on the East Coast. Early September. The amber glow of early morning has stalled radiance. The sun never rises. Instead, perpetual dawn. Exquisite to the eye, but the acrid smell betrays it as fire. Late September. At dusk, a strip of orange light just over the ridge. Around me, fluttering ash. snowflakes that taste like the remains of someone's home, particles of their possessions dissolving on tongue and fingertips. October. Evacuation orders, online alerts, sirens interlacing, rolling blackouts, an ensemble that invites panic. Lights flicker, then go out. In the darkness, I know what is missing, ache for it in my heart. I beg for rain. Mid-November. At last, rain arrived, a blessing, a mercy, then a fury, an atmospheric river, and a bomb cyclone. Water rushing, rising, the roads become rivers, the fields become lakes. I've always wanted waterfront property. Late November. In the print studio, a small spring seeps from the crack between wall and floor. Mopping is futile, like a footprint in the sand at the tide line, filling and filling. I surrender to the insurgence of water. All hands rush to raise the rugs, clear lower shelves, hoist soggy supplies up on tables. Everything is on legs, even me, wearing rain boots indoors. Early December. Puddles recede, revealing silt and worms inside, outside a lush green carpet. Amidst the excess of new streams and standing water, the emerald lilt of grass betrays no hint of the parched tinderbox of summer. Yet it will return. I bear witness to this cycle of beauty and devastation. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Macy. Okay, our next readers are Emiland Kray and Alex Arce. Alexander Arce is a musician and literary artist born in Pomona, California, and who now lives and works in Las Vegas, Nevada. As a musician for almost 20 years, it creates music that can be described as melancholic and honest under the surname No Angel, and works freelance to compose music for other up-and-coming musicians and groups. Arce is also a published author of 14 books, and boasting its newest title, Ars Magica, the Compendium of Modern Magic, it continues to explore the contemporary practice of spirituality and astrology. Arce's research focus surrounds philosophy, the occult, and spirituality, and has collaborated in the creation of 2 artist books. Emiland Kray is a visual artist working primarily with book arts and game design to investigate the complexities of memories and dreams by manipulating our attachment to nostalgic forms. He was born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada, and received his BFA from the University of Nevada, Reno in 2020. In 2023, he received his MFA from the University of Arizona with a portfolio of traditional watercolor, book arts, and game design. Since then, Kray continues to make art with a focus on community involvement and collaborative projects. You can find his artist books available in many permanent collections across the American Southwest, and his games free to play online. Book of Shadows is a collaborative project between Emiland Kray and Alexander Arce. This book is an appropriation of the traditional occult Book of Shadows, which historically was a spell book. Instead of written spells and verbal incantations, Their book offers a new way of looking at the mundane, which they argue is a form of magic. The authors believe that there is magic in our everyday lives and it can be captured by dissecting the quality in which we look at the world. This book asks the reader to be fluid in adopting new perspectives by appreciating the gentle cascades of light and shadow through the photography and pop-up elements inside of the book.
Book of Shadows. Can we begin with a question that desires no answer?
What is all-loving, all-knowing, ever-changing, always growing? Perhaps everything is.
How do you see each sunrise drags billions? A single moment can become millions when looking at it from millions of eyes. Listen attentively.
When voices speak, hush your thoughts and tune in with all your senses. Listen not only to the words, but also to the whispers of your inner world.
Ponder like an oracle.
Dwell within the twilight of contemplation.
Make enigmatic queries.
Do not shy away from the realm of curiosity. When uncertainty reveals itself, inquire why, how, and what.
Embrace the lessons in shadows.
Mistakes are but shadows on your journey, always coupled with your flames of wisdom.
Trust the whispers of your soul.
Occasionally, your inner self may send you sensations, a flutter in your heart, or a murmur in your gut. Trust these feelings, for they are the compass of your spirit.
All is transformation. Within each of our complex lives is the ability to recognize the mundane as the magical. Light never cascades the same way twice.
Just like a magician, conjure light, play with shadows, bend reality, influence futures, transform beliefs, follow desire.
Light, shadow, light, shadow. Reality is never as it seems, and always is a reflection of our perception. Nothing is fixed. Let absolution unravel.
Let the black and white split,
Mix,
tumble,
harmonize,
combine,
brew,
blend,
burn,
bleed,
run,
fuse
unify.
into shades of gray. Become undefined, and the world will follow.
Awesome. Thank you, Emiland, Alex. Okay, our third reader is Karen Zimmermann. Karen Zimmermann is an artist, designer, and educator. She is the Associate Director of Graduate Studies and a professor in the Illustration, Animation, and Graphic Design program at the University of Arizona School of Art. Previously, she taught at the University of Hawaii in Manoa and worked as a designer in New York City. Her practice includes letterpress printing, writing, graphic design, and artist books. She has been published in books such as Touch, The Education of a Graphic Designer, and The Education of a Motion Designer, as well as Jab, Zed, and Inform. Her work explores personal issues through typography, language, and artist publishing. She holds an MFA from Virginia Commonwealth University and a BA from Rutgers University. Side Effects May Include but Are Not Limited to the Following is a book made in response to a 2-year dive into the world of mental illness, the healthcare system, and the pharmaceutical system that one learns to navigate in a mental health crisis. The profound effects of a serious mental illness are staggering. This is a book about the fine print.
Thank you, Aaron and AB SAS for having me here to read the book. Thank you so much. Side effects may include, but are not limited to the following. Nothing thicker than a knife's blade separates happiness from melancholy, wrote Virginia Woolf. According to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, each year, 3% of adults in the US, or 7 million people, experience bipolar disorder. 1 in 5 Americans live with a mental health condition. Beginning in 2019, a loved family member became ill with a serious mental illness, an SMI, later to be misdiagnosed and then diagnosed as bipolar, a very common occurrence as time is a necessary factor in the evaluation. A lot of time. An ongoing journey began in finding stabilization, trying a variety of antipsychotic and mood stabilizers. The effectiveness of the drugs may take a month or 2 to become evident. All had side effects. Conditions of use. The information in this database is intended to supplement, not substitute, for the expertise and judgment of healthcare professionals. The information is not intended to cover all possible uses, directions, precautions, drug interactions, or adverse effects, nor should it be constructed to indicate the use of a particular drug is safe, appropriate, or effective for you or anyone else. A healthcare professional should be consulted before taking any medication, changing any diet, or commencing or discontinuing any course of treatment. Virginia Woolf is thought to have had bipolar disorder, and during her lifetime, there were no effective drug treatments available for her to treat her mental illness. A condition with muscle tissue breakdown called rhabdomyolysis, a heart attack, a significant type of allergic reaction called anaphylaxis, a skin disorder with blistering and peeling skin called Stevens-Johnson syndrome, a skin disorder with blistering and peeling skin called toxic epidermal necropolis, a stroke, a type of allergic reaction called angioedema, a worsening of Tourette's syndrome, abnormal heart rhythm, abnormal sexual function, acute dystonia, akathisia, akinesia, altered interest in having sexual intercourse, amenorrhea, anxiety, anxious feelings, athoid movements. B, bradykinesia, bradypharenia. C, changes in appetite, chloroform movements, cognitive impairments, cogwheel rigidity, constipation. D, decreased appetite, delayed growth, diarrhea or constipation, difficulty sleeping, distress, dizziness, drowsiness, dry mouth, dystonia. E, easy bruising, excessive sweating. F, facial grimacing, false sense of well-being, fast heartbeat, feel confused or your breath smells fruity, feel sick to your stomach, feel very hungry, feel very thirsty, feel weak or tired, feeling irritable or anxious, feelings of hostility, fever, fidgety, fluid retention. G, galatorrhea, generalized weakness, gastrointestinal upset. H, hair loss, hallucinations, hand tremors, headaches and stomach aches, heart throbbing or pounding, hepatitis, high blood pressure, hyperglycemia, hyperlipidemia, hypertension, hyperthyroidism. I, increased thirst, inflammation, of the liver called hepatitis. Irritability. L. Lateral jaw movements, leukopenia, loose stools, low energy, low platelets, low white blood cells. M. Mask-like face, mental problems from taking the drug, moodiness and irritability, muscle tremors. N. Nausea, need to urinate more than usual, nervousness, neurotropenia. P. Pacing, pancreatitis, paranoia, Parkinson's syndrome, polycystic ovarian syndrome, postural hypertension, priapism or prolonged erection of the penis, pruritus, psychomotor retardation. R. Rashes, rebound irritability when the medication wears off, resting tumor, resting tremor, restlessness, rigidity. S. Sedation, seizures, sexual dysfunction, shuffling gait, sleep problems, slurred speech, smacking of the lips, stomach pain, sucking, suicidal thoughts, silence. T. Tardiva dyskinesia, taste impairment, the inability to have an erection, thirst, tics, tremors. U. Upper abdominal plane, urinary hesitancy, urinary tract infection. V. Ventricular tachycardia, visual disturbance, vomiting. W. Weight gain, weight loss, yawning. Z. Zap, brain zap. All had side effects. All had side effects. All had side effects. All text mined from the internet, always full of information, some accurate, some not. Special thanks to the Tucson Crisis Center, National Alliance on Mental Health, and the Epicenter in Tucson, Arizona. And that's it. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Karen. All right, our final reader for the evening is Robert Eric Shoemaker. Robert Eric Shoemaker is a poet and interdisciplinary artist. Eric is the author of Magical Poetics, which is forthcoming from Bloomsbury, Cavanitia from Partial Press, We Knew No Mortality, and 30 Days Dry. Eric's work has been nominated for a Pushcart Prize, Best of the Net, and Best New Translation. He has won honorable mention in Spoon River Poetry Review's Editor Prize, and his work has been published in Rain Taxi, Zone 3, Tupelo Quarterly, Jacket 2, and other venues. Eric earned a PhD from the University of Louisville and an MFA from Naropa University. Calvinitia is an artist book installment in a much larger interdisciplinary project on Venice, artistry, tourism, and climate change, all based on a research trip funded by the Pulitzer Center on Crisis Reporting. The artist book Calvinitia comprises a digitally printed, illustrated, poem, play, memoir, and a risograph printed insert, all wrapped up in a letterpress printed enclosure/broadside. A second chapbook edition of the title play in verse is available, and a deluxe edition that includes a vinyl recording is forthcoming.
Thanks, Aaron. Lots of info. Wow, I'm so excited to be reading with everybody. What amazing things. I've also heard a lot of synchronicity here. So there'll be plenty to talk about, and it's great to have read with everyone here. And thank you all for watching. So I'll be reading from this book. And as you can see, there's multiple parts to it. I'll be reading from two different parts of the book. One of which is represented in the chapbook version. And there's also a lot of other material in this artist book, but I'll be reading the hybrid poem play for you. This is a version with sound. It's an original score by Lee Miles, and I'm going to start playing it here in a second. If you can't hear it, please chat me. Venezia. Those first rhythms of solar excellence filter up. The horizon line disappears. The beast cranes neck up, up, filling the eyes of the tourist with holy resilience. You are in every excellence, my muse, this day. Send from afar gamma and alpha particles, quell inner cancers, and begin external dimension. What do you desire for this city, which has screamed in brackish depths longer than man has pontificated? Pigeon and seagull agree. This is sacred ground, that time should have no finger. Her solar wind fires furnaces, harnesses well-lit rhymes, forms quatrains, smoke, 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 a hellish glare of yes-puffed sparks, giving one more day of work in glass that cracks open, lightly touched. Delicate balance of orbs other, plastica e vetro ma non di Murano. Let it be lightly. Begin the day with a soft kiss. Pound one foot on the door stoop. See my sun-crisp face. Look forward to my mouth's crinkle as I lips to pour forth hot language, language. Let it be lightly. The day begins with a single word, the sound of one foot on the door stoop. Will I make it mine? That old gal, too much for my old eyes. I am but a simple dreamer, watchman. The city awakens. I hear your tears, Venezia. See oil locks dripping into canals sloppily. Does it hurt so much to wrinkle that stiffened back? Let me teach you, lightly, softly. Yes. Signor Small awakens with, let it be loudly. These Venetian streets are quiet enough, full of soundless steps. That's all, that's it. She's done college. Not for me. I'll go out screaming, loudly printing pavement stones. Come on in, Zatre full of loudly. You see my scene, my face, my taste, the malatesta, my face pock-picketed, inseamed, my furry, friendly facsimile, yes, you see me. My bridge, my sigh, my sea, ha, you can't stomach my furious face. This is my bridge. My face is a pock-picket, a scram, a screw, you see my taste, the malatesta, my lit facade, ha hot, all sweat, all wet, 10 feet deep of it, my fundamental. Through you see it, it reeks, drowns visitors, a sentiment, a fundamenta, furry, friendly facsimile. Now I'm going to read a different part of the book. So that recording is part of, hopefully you can see this. Let me screen share for a second. Part of this vinyl, which we pressed really recently in order to create the deluxe edition, which you can look forward to. I'm going to be reading this last piece, which is the belly bands, which is letterpressed. And I'm excited to share it this way because I can show you the full extent of the broadsides as I read it, which normally you can't do because it is folded up. So here we go with this. Kill less. Touch the earth. Absorb your hand into soil. You know, stardust from beyond. Left hand connect, right hand project. The earth chi won't be visible, but feel legs burn, unlock knees pull up. Still, yes, something there. The worms throughout the earth, were they to come up, they could make 10,000 of you into your souls. Touch the earth in a tree. Touch because you don't know how else you can connect. Because connection is all you can all. We are all the earth has left. This is why I say, don't give up. This is what I say. Things are new, things are old. Rome fell and fragmented, so don't give up just yet. Just know that it isn't permanent. Delineate the waters of the seas. You count fishes, but no, just one fish, please. With the hook in the lip, the hook we put there. You aren't implicated, you are guilty. On the step of the earth, conqueror of planets, we are still here. We haven't found the way to get off this rock, so no, it's not our rock. It's a place we were put on by long, long years of transmogrifying alchemical, whether a human was once a fish or was put here by goddess from the loins of the earth, rain erupting from her mouth. Though you know she is the destroyer, and this is an apocalypse. Not the apocalypse, but one in a series, an endless chain of waking, dreaming we are special. Waking and knowing we are animals, 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 animals. And eat, but try more to kill less. Posit, this is not the end. This is a new beginning. A white bloom from a long dead bush in the empty lot of a grocer where nothing is organic. Don't die yet. Mother Earth wants to punish you first. And me, implicated. Tides come in and out, and they are higher and higher, even drowning the sea dragon before it can become full of flight. Become the leafy sea dragon. Use your smallest mouth to breathe fire at your brother. Nothing is permanent, but please give a chance to your people. Did you walk barefoot through long deserts bitten by scorpions? Did you sit for hours in a crevasse between death and fever dream? Did you birth 10 in a litter who decayed under a log behind the shelter? I could go on to tell you it is all worth the pain, but is it? Decide to stay. Decide to fight. 60 harvests remaining, make them the best. Experiment with deep planting. Try potatoes. They did well, but no monoculture. We put this here. Society and steel on the dirt. She holds us up. She doesn't complain. Is Atlas, Prometheus, bringing fire to her brother, a hatred of capitalism and not much alternative. Tell me you'll walk away from it all or make the best of your battle. Fight the organs one by one from the inside. Autoimmune viruses are the worst kind. Experiments are nice, but not sustainable. Keep experimenting. No end to perpetuate the cycle. Are we dead yet? Are we dead yet? Tell me you love me and won't leave, but will fight. I'll tell you when I want panacea. I'll call for hospice, but you know, that's not waiting for the earth, and it is not our job. We are meant to fix it or die trying. Empty the oceans of fish, and I think a kraken will emerge. Hopefully it will eat us all, or at least the doom prophets. 4 horsemen gallop fast, but who knows their names? Who can tell us how to number the rings of Saturn? Would we know it is there without science? Would science be there if not for capitalism? Don't get it wrong, this is not great, but we have to take good with consequence. We wouldn't know how to fix our mess without the money backing the research. Nostalgia for the Neolithic is escapist. Guilt for the society that we write in is escapist. Contradictions and hypocrisies are inevitable, but don't put that on your sister, no. Read broadly. Know where you are in history, at a crossroads, forward or back. Don't pine for the cave, go to it, or right in the air conditioning, but don't take it lying down. Don't blindly consume. turn the lights off, see the moon, and touch it. I want to know more so we can join up and fix it or die trying. I want to make the petri dish. I want to befriend the dog in the back alley. It has rabies but needs my touch, not a gun. Don't give up on your family, but don't ignore them. Fight. Fight them. Draw blood. They will not thank you or apologize for centuries of deafness. Come back to the dog. Extend more than compassion and sympathy. We come into contact with everything. The oxygen flooding the air is made of particles that flooded your ancestors' eyes, their hair, their fingernails. Do the work to ease the pain of living, but don't give up. Living is essential to that equation. Living is alive. We are alive. We are alive. The dog is alive. The water in the sea is alive. The tree is alive. Saturn is alive. The family is alive. Rome is alive. Oxygen is alive. Eyes are alive. Ancestors alive. Touching hands alive. Planet alive. Potato alive. Blood alive. Climate alive. Animal alive. Animal alive. Animal alive. Climate alive. Living is essential to the pain of living. Alive, so live, live, fight to live. Alive, fight, not dead yet. Fight, alive, draw blood alive. And the fight, something is alive down here.